All right, as you can see, I am currently working on the kitchen, dining area, and closing up loose ends. Basically, I have painted the dining room walls and the kitchen with that yellow that we talked about the other day, this yellow here, and it really brightens up the place. I also did like little minor repairs, like the ceiling right there. Remember the hole that was in the ceiling? That has been repaired. Still kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to make it look a little bit smoother without ripping everything apart. So that's something I'm still debating about. Angry wants to know if I found the leak. I don't know. Now, it did rain again today, but it wasn't pouring rain, and I noticed no more. The leak didn't get developed, even though the spots are still here. They never went away. So I don't know. The spots, they never went away. But it was like sprinkling this morning, but I didn't see any further development. So I'm not sure at this point. Now, I did make another video that got canceled. I don't know. It aborted out of the live, so it never, saved it. Some people saw it because they saw it live, but I'll show you what I did out there. I basically went with the elastomeric paint, and I went along the edge of the roof where they had drilled holes for the gutter, and there was like I don't know if it was rubber or foam that they put in there to try to keep the leak out. But it's been like a long time, so some of that might have crusted away and fell apart and had some holes or something. I don't know. But I took the elastomeric paint and I went all along the seam where there was a little gap. And I filled it all in and I made a video of that, but that video got deleted. It's like the live stream seemed to be deleting for some reason. So that, as far as I know, I also went through looking for any holes or anything, and I can't seem to find any. And if that doesn't fix it, then I'm gonna have to go up underneath and try to figure out, maybe the water's coming from a pipe, which doesn't make any sense because it's like not continual, and it was doing it when it was raining, but then it stops when it's not raining. So I don't know. The paint here drippings, but you can see I have with paint, the place looks really bright. It's looks a little bit more like home. So I painted the walls. And what I'm planning on doing on the seams, well, let me discuss some stuff here since we're in the kitchen. This was all broken, if you remember. So I went ahead and just now, a few minutes ago, put up the new panel and put in the thing. But I'm painting it yellow, just to make everything match the color of the walls. Even though as soon as you start plugging things in and out, it's going to start scratching the paint. But this is going to all be yellow. The kitchen is going to be yellow. And then the top part, I'm going to make white. I'm going to make this part white because there's going to be, we're just going to put white shelving. I'm going to make a shelving unit that goes across for plates and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm going to put doors on them or not. I might, or I may just leave them open. Did order the countertop for the sink. So that's going to get here hopefully by next weekend. And then decided to go ahead and order whole new kitchen cabinets. I thought about building it because of having to do weird stuff like cut through panels and stuff like that, the side walls, because of the pipes coming through. But when you look at all the parts, like just shopping, it's crazy how expensive stuff is. Like I was looking online at like doors, for like kitchen doors and stuff. One door, not even the cabinet. It's like $54, between $27 and $54, depending on the size. That does not include the hinges. And then for the hinges, they can run as much as $27 for one set of hinge. I'm like, are you crazy? $70 for a door and a hinge for a cabinet? And then, my cutting skills, I can't cut straight lines because I'm using a jigsaw. I don't feel like hooking up the circular saw, and then you still need a jig to cut to make things nice and straight. So I'm like, you know what? I think for a little bit more money, I can order the pre-mades. So, and then trying to get them to fit, as best as possible. And I might have to make a little piece to close off the sides if it's a little too small. So we're going to try to do that. And I think we're going to recycle, not this sink, but my wife had picked up another sink. But I decided we're going to go ahead and get I don't know if we're going to keep it, but I got a brand new sink fixtures. Those things are expensive too. If you've ever gone shopping for house stuff, prices are like crazy. Like a sink is like, I think a cheap sink, the one we got, is like $80-$90. Just the sink. Not the sink, the faucet. It's like $80-$90 for a faucet. And then if you get like the good ones, it's like $300. And then if you get the sink, the metal, I think a base price on them is like $180. There's something wrong with that. It's a piece of aluminum or stainless steel that's been pressed, and it's like almost $200. I don't know. So we're going to try to get that. It'll all look new. So the kitchen, when we finish with it, it's going to be the most expensive room in the house. I think the kitchen costs half the house. Now, this piece here that I got, my wife picked up, but I don't know what we're going to do with it. You know, they're going to put it in the bedroom, but I think it's too big. So I don't know. We got it sitting out here right now. I have it sitting where there's going to be an island. There's going to be a kitchen island here. You know, a counter that comes out. And I'm still thinking of making the bar. You know, it's not going to have a stove. I'm going to get like a induction burner or something, or even just an electric burner, 2 of them or something. Because, you know, we're cooking fine right now. And then baking stuff, I can just use a toaster oven. So I can do full cooking. Just, you know, it just won't look like a regular kitchen. I took I've moved that on top of it, but underneath there, that's where the gas line was. I cut the hole big enough so that I could shove that gas line down there. So the gas line is under the house now, you know, turned off and under the house. And then I just put a little piece of block over the hole, but I, you know, didn't glue it, didn't nail it or anything, in the event that somebody needs to go back there and pull it back up to pull the gas line. So a gas stove can still be installed. So, if you install the gas stove, but I don't know how you run a 220. Well, I guess if you run gas, you don't need the 220. You know, if you get a natural gas stove, I suppose you only need the 110. Because they didn't have a 220 here. You only need a 220 if you need electric. So, but that's what's going on. Shelves going to be white. I'm going to paint the closets and the shelving white. I did, you know, you guys saw previously I built the missing shelves. I think I might build possibly another shelf top level here. The other side also has like the little mini shelves right now. It's just holding tissue and whatnot. But, so this is the kitchen. The fixture, I mean, not the fixtures, but the switches and stuff. Once you get the plastic caps and stuff, it looks so much better. You know, it's a lot more finished looking. So it looks, if the camera would focus, it looks a lot nicer. As far as the doors, I may temporarily paint them, but I really want to get new doors. These doors are like really nasty. But I'll probably go ahead and paint them just to keep it looking nice until I get, you know, replacement doors. The thing about mobile homes is that they're not normal sized. All the stuff's all different weird sizes. So you have to try to get it off another mobile home, possibly from the same years. And this one's 54 years old. So, or make a custom door. I don't know. But the more custom, the more expensive stuff becomes. So, you know, I didn't want to go crazy on spending money. So, you know, we're trying to do it without spending too much money. The kitchen made me go over budget. I think I'm over budget by now, probably by about $700 to $1,000 over budget because of the kitchen, because of buying all new shelves and stuff like that. Not shelves, but cabinets. They're expensive. But we're going to paint them. We got the unfinished ones from Home Depot. They're going to paint them white. So we're going to have white cabinets. And it's got the cheap, what do they call that stuff? It's not really marble, but it looks like marble. It's that cheap pressed wood, and then they put the marble surface on it, you know, for kitchens and stuff. Kitchens and bathrooms, I guess. So we'll get that, so it'll look nice. And it does have a backsplash on it, you know, how it curves up. But the height of it's going to go over the window. So that's going to look kind of bad. But Yeah, my wife and I discussed it, and we said, well, we could lower everything, build it lower, could build our own and lower it. But then the counter would be a little too low. So we like the height as it is, but then it's going to have a backsplash of about 3 or 4 inches. So it's going to go up over the windows, which I've removed the blinds because I'm getting ready to paint. So we'll be painting all that. The top part will be painted white because the cabinet, I'm going to be building the top shelves. This is all going to be painted white, and I'll probably replace that broken door. I'll have to cut a piece of wood and try to find a spare piece of wood. But then for where the room transitions, you can see how it looks really bad because I'm not a very good painter. But I'm going to use these little strips, these little white strips, and just run it in between, and that will make it a nice smooth line. And then also, finish cleaning up those lines, painting it, and then putting in more trim. Like I did the bedroom. You saw how the bedroom looked with the trim. Trim's kind of expensive, but I'm going to do that just to make it look a little bit nicer. I did buy a little corner piece because outside, on the outside of the RV, one of the panels is separating. Originally, I was trying to find aluminum corner piece, but I couldn't find any. So then they had this plastic one, which I hope the sun won't bleach it and break it. But I'm planning on using this on the corner to seal the gap because water comes through there, And obviously, we know how bad water can be. So that's pretty much it. I just did a lot of little minor things like, fixing holes, fixing the roof, and painting. Still have to deal with the sewer. It clogged up again. So, but I haven't replaced the, how they had wrapped it with plastic previously. So I got to go and replace that with the pipe, which I'm going to do as soon as it stops raining, long enough and it's dry, because don't want to do that when it's raining and wet. So I've got to wait for it to be dry and sunny, and then I'm going to go and open up the pipe and put in that piece to seal it, to give it a better seal than what they wrapped in plastic. And hopefully, I'm hoping that's where the problem was. What do you guys think, huh? For me, being in this room now, it feels a lot more like I'm in a house, like my house. Not that I get shocked at how bad this place used to be. I don't know if you guys remember when we walked through that door and there was just shit. Literally, there was shit, dog poo everywhere, and piles of garbage. The refrigerator that they had was over there. There was a refrigerator over there. We're going to put the refrigerator in almost the same spot. The walls had been knocked down. Remember that? We knocked down, they had a kitchen wall. So the kitchen was in its own room. Then the dining room was in its own room. So we opened it all up, and it makes the place look so much brighter and bigger. I think having it like this makes the place so huge, Of course, I'm used to living very small, having lived in the van and in the RV. So this house it's about 624 square feet. It's pretty decent size. It's quite a bit larger than the RV, way, way larger than the van. So, and then that doesn't even include the porch space, which I'll be doing more projects on there. Now, I did put, I took a piece of the framing here to put on the door because it had been broken, the framing thing. But it's a little too big, so I need to cut it down and hammer things down. But those are all little finishing things that I'll be doing. Hopefully, the next video you guys see, I hope to have all the kitchen wall painted. I might do a video prior to the installation of the kitchen cabinets and stuff, because like I said, that won't get here till next weekend. Hopefully it'll get here in the morning so I can actually work. If it gets here at night, it's not going to give me much time. My concern about it is, there's no cutoff here valve for the water. So sadly, you can't just work on it. You have to shut off the water for the whole house. And then the other thing is this pipe. That's really what has me bothered. I'm going to have to get the cabinets and try to figure out how to cut the hole and then shove the pipe through there. And then try to get it all to fit. Obviously, we're putting in new sink stuff, so it may not even line up. The holes, the distances in the holes, that has me a little bit nervous because I'm not very good at plumbing. So, Just looking here. See if you guys have any comments on it. Mo Bang says you can make your own door using MDF. Yeah, the problem with MDF is, well, one, the edges, you have to put that stuff on the edge to make it look nice, which I've never done, and I don't think I could do a good job on it. Two, MDF, if it gets wet, it like this stuff got wet. We had to transport it in the rain. Now it's all puffy. But that is a problem with the store-bought kitchen countertop. I don't know if it's MDF. It's that pressed wood. You know how it's like, I think it's MDF. It's like that yellow particle wood. And they use it for bathrooms and kitchens. And I don't know why they would use it in places that get wet, but that's what they do. They use that puffy wood, and if water manages to get through their coating on it, somehow the whole thing's ruined. It puffs up and crumbles into pieces. But that's what we bought because that's what we could afford. We couldn't afford real granite to do or rock or stone or whatever. If you wanted a countertop for even this kitchen here, it could run about $600 to $1,200 just for a stupid piece of wood or something that goes across a piece of rock. So going with the cheap one, that was, I think the one we bought was like, I think it was $159 for the main one. And then I bought a little one too, this little piece right here. It'll be about 4 feet. That was something like $70. And that's the cheap stuff. So as far as this hole here, I like the light access in case it's ever needed. So I think I might do something really bad. I might just get tape and just tape it and then paint the tape. And the reason for doing that is access. If you ever need to get to it, instead of closing it out and making it so you can't access it at all, I'm thinking of just putting tape and hiding it by painting it over. I know it's bad, but it's in case I decide to put in a light later and closing off the holes and stuff like that. But I wanted to have access. So still need to fill in the holes, obviously. But I'm pretty excited because for the first time in you guys didn't see the video till about 3 or 4 months ago, but for the first time for me in about 7 to 8 months since I moved into this place, it's starting to look and feel like a home. It doesn't look like basically a pile of I mean, it still looks pretty bad, but as we get stuff done, it'll look really nice once we get the floor laid. The floor's been sitting here like forever. So once the floor is laid, it'll look like a totally different place. And I paint the doors and get the cabinets, everything all painted. It'll look so much nicer. I already, when I come in here and sit, water got here and got this all wet and it's all puffy. That's the problem with that stuff. This wood stuff that they use, MDF or whatever it is they use. This one's paper, and it got wet. It was nice until it got wet today when we had to move it in the rain. So I don't know. I'll just be a lot happier when everything's completely done and I can actually sit down. But then I still have that other bedroom to do. I still have the whole building out there to do in the yard in the front of the house. Still got to put another coat of 1 or 2 more coats of rubberized paint on the roof just to seal it completely, But a house is like continual work. I think that's one of the reasons some people want to go live in a van or a tiny home. I mean, a tiny home, you would still have to maintain it like a house, but it's a lot faster and easier to maintain. Those people who have like houses that are like a couple thousand square feet, oh man, I feel for them. Always something's wrong. Especially if you have a yard, you got to constantly cut the grass. You got to deal with all this stuff, and the air conditioner breaks, and the heater breaks, and then you got a leak, and you got termites. You got all sorts of weird, crazy stuff when you have a house. So in a lot of ways, living in a van, living in a vehicle is like easier. But then, if you drive around in it, it has mechanical issues. That's really bad. That can be super expensive. And of course, if you do things like mounting solar panels and whatnot, you drill holes in the roof, which end up, for some people, it starts to leak. It rusts. Then you got a rusted roof. So always you got to deal with something, but the smaller it is, the faster you can resolve it. So that's one of the pluses of being in a tinier space. So you have less stuff to deal with. Now I'm trying not to get stuff, so we could end up getting rid of that. I don't know. Um, Maybe I'll put it here as a kitchen thing. My wife wants it in the bedroom, but I'm like, I think it's too big and I don't like it. But and I wanted, my vision was like, even though this is kind of a junky house, I wanted everything to match. So I was gonna get stuff that, even if it was used or whatever, that I knew would fit the spot that was at the house, and then I would paint it a certain color and stuff to make it match. She wants to go really cheap and just get anything, that is free, that her boss, whatever, that the way she works, whatever gives to her, because it's all free. And I'm like, but then the house is gonna be all mismatched. And I want it to be so that when we come home, it's relaxing because everything looks coordinated. And usually when you want it coordinated, it tends to cost more. But I'm trying to do it in a way that isn't going to be too expensive. So that's what's going on right now. Mobang says, go to one of those rehab stores. Yeah, I may check those out. I've been holding off on stuff because, like see this little comfy chair? My wife brought that in. That was, I think, she got that from somewhere, from a coworker or something, or her boss or whatever. I don't know. But she got that comfy chair. But now I'm like, I don't know where that's going to go. It's really nice. It's very comfortable. And we don't have anything to sit on to watch TV right now. So it's super, super comfortable. And it actually reclines. I don't know if you can see that little thing. It lays down. So you can lay down like a recliner. But I want to get a sofa here, that's like, hopefully full-size sofa. Because I want it to be where somebody can sleep on it if they need to. Just a place to sleep, If you needed to sleep out here, if you want to watch TV, you can lay down, and the TV's like a movie theater. You can watch TV and fall asleep, So, but if we put it here, I don't know what we're going to do with that, where that's going to go. There's really no room, It's like, could put it in this little corner, but then, well, you're going to have a little nook where you just sit and watch everybody else. I don't know. I don't know what's going to go there. Maybe a plant, maybe shelving. I don't know. So, I don't want to, I have my own vision, but I wanted the wife to kind of put her touches on it. So I'm not quite sure yet. She's going to look and tell me what needs to go where and stuff, So that's my plan. My goal this week will be to get all this stuff cleared and ready to rip out for when the kitchen shows up next weekend, so I can focus on that. And to patch all the, fill in all the holes and stuff in the floor, all the little loose stuff like this. I'm gonna cut this panel, then I'm gonna trim this down so that it's the right height, so it doesn't stick out. Then I'm thinking I have to buy these trim pieces. But if you've gone to do any house reno or anything like that, or even van builds, and you look at these things, they are expensive. These little things, like these little frames, or molding, I guess is what they call them. They sell them by the linear feet, and a lot of them are like $1.50 to $3 per foot. So you're like, that doesn't seem too expensive. Yeah, but if you look at this door, that's like 3 feet on this, no, 6 feet on this side, 6 feet on this side, 3 feet in the middle. Okay, that's like that's 12, 15. Now multiply 15 by 3. And you're looking at what, $35, $45. $45 just for the molding for the door on one side. And then if you did the other side, now you're talking $70. That's for the molding. That's not even for the door. And if you try to buy a new door, they're expensive. Now used doors, sometimes people give them away. Sometimes they sell them for $25 to $50 on Facebook. So I'm trying to find a used door somewhere, but it can't just be a used door. It has to be this size, which is what's holding it up. The other issue is I can't transport anything in that little car I got outside, that little Vibe. I'm having a problem with logistics. So I'm actually contemplating getting a truck. I've been putting off getting a truck. But now I'm thinking I might have to get a truck. So if I get a truck, then I can carry all these materials, which I'm kind of annoyed about because, I paid for the delivery of all the stuff. Like I've already paid for delivery of all that material, and other materials. And then I just paid for a rental truck the other day, when I went to get extra panels that I was short on. And now I'm paying for delivery of these cabinets. So already about $200 has gone into delivery fee. For some people, $200 is anything, but for me, $200 is a huge chunk of the renovation budget. So I will probably bite the bullet and buy a used, but see, I don't want to spend too much on a truck because I don't really want a truck. I just want a truck that carry all this stuff. So I'll probably try to get a cheap truck that I can drive, to haul stuff. Maybe even get rid of it after, or maybe to make it worthwhile, I'll probably do a YouTube video on it. Maybe do a truck build. I don't know. Something so that I can make money off the truck. I know some people look at my projects and think they're really stupid or bad. I'm going to show you guys a video because, we're in process of trying to make YouTube decent retirement income for me. Something that I can do when I retire and travel. So I've got to get my YouTube channel up, but I wanted to show you some of the behind the scenes on, what kind of videos make money, because I've been studying it, looking at my own data and what I need to do if I want to improve my channel as far as make money. And basically, people like stuff like builds, especially if they're really good. The problem is I don't like to do the really good builds. I don't want to get a $1,000 truck and then spend $7,000 building it out. And those people that you see that they do like the really nice van builds and stuff, they'll spend upwards of $20,000 building their van out like a little house. This whole house here, I'm rebuilding, I'm renovating for, right now, budget is just a little over, about over $3,500. It's what it's costing. So it's, because I've been trying to keep stuff cheap. I've been trying not to buy really high-end things. I mean, if this was a nicer house, it would be worth spending the money. But this is a 54-year-old mobile home. But at the same time, I don't want it to be, junk. 1854 Shadow says he ordered his kitchen faucet from Amazon. Yeah, we went and bought it at Home Depot, which is probably going to be more expensive than ordering on Amazon. One of the problems I have with online ordering is a lot of times, my experience has been sometimes I order stuff and it shows up and it doesn't look like what I thought it would look like, or it's the wrong size or whatever. I'm one of those people that like to see, touch, and feel. So I need to know what it is like before I actually buy it. A lot of times when I buy it blind, it ends up being a disappointment or it doesn't work. Hello, John O'Muse from the UK. Deb, thanks for your kind words. Yuji wants to know if I start in the second bedroom. No, second bedroom has now, right now, you don't even want to go in there. Remember how I had all the crap out here in the living room? Well, it's not in the living room. So it's in that room. So I'll be spending time possibly this week working this week, the weekdays, working on that middle bedroom once I'm sure this area is pretty secure and I have it all cleared and the floor is all done and all these little things are done. Once I know this section's done, mostly done, like 90% done, I'm going to go into the second bedroom and you guys can watch me working in there. Maybe we'll do live stream if we, if there's enough lighting. It's kind of tight, so I don't know. I don't have a wide angle camera. So, this is just a phone. So basically, we might do some work in there. But most of what I'm going to do in there is just paint. It's just clearing things out, painting. And one of the reasons things aren't being done is just because I was using up, remember I told you I was trying to keep things cheap? Let me show you what it looks like right now, just to show you what's going on. I had to keep moving stuff around, like this wood. And then I took, it's a mess in here. So I took like all the building materials and I'll just kind of tossed in here right now. And so all this crap, and I'm keeping it because I was using it to do stuff like patch that. I just did this right before going on the air, to patch the little holes. It doesn't look perfect, and like there's imperfections here. I don't know if you can see in the walls. Some imperfections, because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to rip all this out. It's good enough, I just want to close it out, and like that right there. There was a hole here. I don't know if you guys recall. There used to be a hole right here. This camera's having a hard time with the lighting. But there used to be a hole right there, which is why I just went ahead and covered the whole panel. And then down here, that was all broken. So it's still there. The panel's still there. I just went ahead and made a new panel and put it right in. I also put in some insulation because I just wanted to finish it up. I didn't want to rip it out and then have to re-insulate the whole thing. So, and then all these little holes, like this side I just painted, but you see the little holes, I need to fill them in. So I'll be filling in the holes and doing a second, final coat. But yeah, it looks so much brighter. Look how nice it looks. It looks like it looks really airy when you look in here now. It's such, for me, it is such a contrast from the house that we came in when, right after I bought it. It's like, look how bright it is. Makes me happy. Because when I first saw this house, I say that house like it's a different house. When I first came in here, I got sick. I was like, oh my God, what did you do, Denoy? You bought a dog poop house. Your wife is gonna kill you. So Deb says it's for Formica kitchen top. So she says Formica. That's what that press stuff is. Well, I know it's strong. They put that coating on it. I guess it's Formica. I don't know what that plastic like coating it is. It's kind of waterproof. But underneath, it's all that wood. So all you need is where the sink goes if I don't seal it correctly. I'm getting all sort of silicone and stuff that I'm gonna silicone, right? Yeah, I'm gonna put silicone all around it. I've never done any of this stuff before, so this is all like just kind of making it up as I go along. I suppose I could watch YouTube videos, but then I watch those people do it, and they know what they're doing, and they have nice tools, and they spend $2,000 putting in a sink. They have nice stuff. They put in nice stuff. I'm working with a little Walmart Black & Decker jigsaw, so I'm doing things on the cheap, and I know it's not as good as what you see on most YouTube videos and stuff, but for me, it's good enough, and I'm working with what I have, and I'm trying not to go crazy. I look at what we spent on the kitchen, just the cabinets, and I still have to do the work myself. I'm like, close to, I think we're spending about $800 or so on kitchen stuff, cabinets, just cabinets, $750 to $900 on the kitchen. And, you could pay to have the same thing installed and stuff professionally, but it's going to run like $3,000 more. So, doing it myself, it's not going to look as nice, but it's going to save me about $2,500. So anyhow, I am going to go ahead and sign out. I want to thank you all for joining me. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up to help promote this channel. I do appreciate all of you taking the time to comment, all of you sharing your suggestions. They are really helpful. And hopefully the next time you see this room, the trim will be up on the room, on the color thingy, as well as the edge of the room. This thing will be painted. And maybe the doors will be painted. Just keep in mind, these are crappy doors. They're not going to be the final doors. Just painted temporarily so you don't have such a ugly looking door. The trim may be painted. I need to try to find out, see how there's broken and missing trim. I need to get missing trim. I'm trying to figure out how to do it without spending too much money. But then, you want everything to match. Otherwise, it looks funny when they don't match. So those are other issues. Because, if you don't care that they don't match, you can just get whatever. But if you want it to look somewhat calming and soothing, you kind of want it to match. At least look somewhat coordinated, like it was done on purpose. Thank you, Lena, for the kind words. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. I hope you're all having a good day wherever you are. I hope everybody's staying nice and dry and warm. Hopefully it's not, I don't know what the temperature is up north. Florida has been pretty nice. It's been like in the 60s and 70s in the daytime, but at night it's been dropping. I don't know what it's going to be this weekend, but it was pretty wet, this week. So I might even run outside and try to fix that sewer problem right now when I finish instead of painting. The reason is, it's dry, and I kind of want to work when it's dry. I want to work. Of course, if I work on it, then I might not be able to use this toilet for a while. I don't know how long it takes for it to dry, the glue and stuff. But I do want to go work on it while I still have light. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Well, Bang says MDF trim is super cheap. I might have to look that up. 85 in California. I wish it was like that over here. That's the other thing about when it's cold. Paint doesn't work so well when it's cold. The paint, it gets like really thick, like pancake thickness. The pancake batter. So you got to paint when it's a certain temperature. So the painting goes actually pretty fast. I was able to paint this room here, this whole kitchen here, in about one day. And the paint, you can see what a difference the paint makes. Once you put the paint up and you put the plastic fixtures there for the hardware, or whatever you call it, for the light switches and plugs and stuff, it looks so much better. And also, it's stronger now. It holds everything in place. It doesn't fall apart. And I'm happy that we were able to reroute the switch instead of having it dangling. I still need to fix that and hide that line. Or at least I won't be able to hide it, but I'll make it look better. And that hole. And I was so happy to get that metal pipe that was coming up out of the floor out of the way, so, because I kept tripping on it. So those were my big scares with doing the kitchen. And of course, the other big thing is, I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be a hole here with a fan. Remember the vent fan? Yeah, that's gone. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the changes. That to me, they were like kind of scary, because there was a big hole here with the fan. I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be a big hole over here where the air conditioner was. Where the corner was there wasn't a corner. The wall went further back, and there was a hole where the old air conditioner that didn't work was. So that was all fixed. And then, I made, this whole window was all blocked off, so it's got opened up. That's probably why it's brighter. Everything's opened up. And then today, even though I haven't done the trim here and some trim was broken and I have to replace it, I'm probably going to go ahead and put up not lights, but blinds, because I have window blinds. I'll put them up for this, just to, even though the trim isn't painted, I'll go ahead and put it up just because I want the place to look somewhat, done when you're sitting here. And I'll take it all back out apart and paint it again when I do it. Because the trim I will do later. Because it's trim, you can't rush. You got to kind of go slow. If you rush trim, you're going to spill the paint all over the wall that you just took the time to paint. Wall, you just, But the edges and the trim, you got to do it with a brush. And you got to have a steady hand. So all the trim has to be done everywhere. All right. Time to really sign out now. Well, Bank says MDF, or medium density fiberboard, is an engineered wood product made primarily from natural wood fibers combined with resin and wax for binding. I'm gonna have to look it up and see how much it costs. They measure everything by linear feet. I just bought, see this? This is plastic trim that I'm gonna put onto the, the color separator, so that it looks straight, it'll look smooth, and up along the edge there. Originally, they had like a thin little piece of plastic, but it's the same size as this one. So I just I'm gonna put it there to match it, kind of match the line. And that part there, I think, is painted. But anyhow, it's gonna look the same, so that it gives the house kind of a finished look. So it won't look so rough. That's why you see the painting up to the edge isn't super smooth or anything, because I'm planning on putting trim. And when the trim goes, it'll look so much more complete, more finished, and, I guess more appealing to the eye, because it won't be all like jaggedy and stuff. So just these little strips I bought. I bought 6 of them today, and a couple little other stuff. You know, the corner piece. I think I paid like $36. Can you imagine that? Just those little couple little pieces of plastic, $36. To me, that's like almost unbelievable. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Thank you, Mo Bang, for handling all the spam. I do appreciate your effort. By the way, if you're new to this channel and you want to learn how to do really cool small van builds and check out some interesting items for van dwelling, check out Mo Bang for Your Bucks' channel. Click on Mo Bang for Your Bucks, the dude here deleting all the spam. Click his channel, and you're going to see a bunch of really nice videos, including some journeys and stuff. So check him out. He's got some really cool money-saving ideas, as well as ideas for van builds that are pretty versatile. Good to see you on here, Janice. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.